Good evening. I'm happy to address all you guys one more time, and I guess that we are in turbulent times, and the key issue confronting all of us is managing in turbulent times. How do you manage enterprises in turbulent times, whether you're an SME enterprise or a large corporation? The rules of the game are similar, and being perceptive and perspicacious about how you go about doing things would differentiate the winner from the losers. I have evolved a very systematic 7-step process, all based on common sense, which would actually be enabling from a managerial perspective. Fundamentally, in turbulent times, there is a paucity of resources. There's a huge challenge to get new orders. Keeping existing orders in place is another huge challenge. And all said and done, it's not the best situation to be in. So this process, this 7-step process which I've evolved, is something which is based out of my own research after studying certain issues which came out of the 1929-35 Great Depression. And fundamentally, we all have to recognize that we are now in a reenactment. This episode started in circa 2008, and in the Internet of Everything age, we were cushioned at various points in time. But in the second quarter of 2017, it's obviously reached its nadir, and it's having a free fall. Perhaps my analysis suggests that it will be till the second quarter of 2022. So this is the worst part of the depression, and there's hardly any cushioning effect that will be felt. We will have to face it. The good thing is that we know we are entrenched in turbulent times, and that we'll have to face these hard times. So here we go. The first aspect of the process is about planning. And the crucial facet apropos planning is handling expenditure. Whether you are the CEO of a large enterprise or the founder and owner of an SME, one thing has to be realized, that expenditures are here to stay. So the best thing that we can do with expenditure is to plan the same. Ensure that we know how much money we have to spend, and make sure that our expenses are well within that amount. This is the first key step, and a recognition of this step will make lives more comfortable for the CEOs, owners and founders till circa 2022. So understanding the need to plan expenditures is crucial, because income per se may not be in accordance to expectations, nor would profits. Both are uncertainties. So the only certainty is expenditure, and planning that well will ensure that you're one up in the game. This leads me to the next step which we would have to follow, and that is organizing. Organizing is all about anticipatory leadership, anticipating the income flows, and therefore anticipating orders, ensuring that sagacious systems are in place to procure the orders, ensuring that whatever investments we have to make to secure the orders are in place, ensuring that our working capital requirements are firmly met, because never run out of money is the adage we'll have to follow vis-a-vis organizing the entity, to ensure that we have some amount of certainty vis-a-vis income flow. We will have to ensure that there's a lot of perspicacity in terms of order, procurement, and handling. This leads me to the next step, which is all about directing. Directing is directly correlational to product and service quality. This is the time to ensure that your organization is really one up in the game vis-a-vis product stroke service quality. The only differentiating factor will be that unless and until you have world-class products and top quality service, customers will elude you. It's as simple as that. Which leads me to the next step, which is all about staffing. This is especially true in these times of depression, because the staff across the board would feel demoralized, and it is the onus of the CEO and the founder to ensure that they send the right message to the community of employees, that their jobs are sure, and that there will be no retrenchment till circa 2022. This is the time to pamper your employees. This is the time to make them feel good. This is the time to make them realize that the organization exists for them. This is a crucial step, and the CEOs have to be sensitive about this. And this leads me actually to the concomitant step, which is about reporting. Fundamentally, the arena of reporting has to take different hues in these turbulent times. And reporting here would be of a different kind, because the CEO has to ensure that holacracy takes over. By holacracy, I mean that the entire community of employees should be formed into various teams, and egalitarian approaches should govern the workings of the various teams. So when jobs are done by teams, and when it is done in a united manner, efficiency and proficiency will ensue. And when that happens, even in trying times, there will be cost cutting, even whilst enhancing product service quality. And this would have to be done under the rubric of strict budgeting, which leads me to the next step, which is all about leadership. The CEO has to ensure that he makes sure that each employee is treated like an individualized corporation. Is made to feel like an individualized corporation, that each and every one of them operates like an independent profit center, and the team together operates as a group profit center, and the various groups together operate in unison as an organizational profit center. Now this calls for sterling leadership, and unless the CEO is mature, he will not be able to bring this around. So a lot about facing the future and handling the present in turbulent times rests in the kind of leadership that the CEO professes and the CEO brings to the table. And the best way he can bring about this leadership is by adopting bespoke capitalism. Simply put, bespoke capitalism is all about ensuring that the customers are the kings of the arena, and that the entire organization exists because of them, and whilst doing so, he should make each and every employee realize that the better he gets vis-a-vis product and service quality, the better it would be for the organization to serve the customers. So there you go. The simple 7-step process is all that is required in handling the present and facing the future in turbulent times. And when the leader acts in such a proactive manner, the organization is bound to survive and perhaps even succeed very well in these most trying times. Thank you so very much, and take good care of yourselves and your organization.